Hello everyone and welcome to the Champions 350 here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. The Crown Royal Trucks come to Kansas for the final time this season, the final race in their 20-race schedule, and it is Carter Friesen, the Canadian, on pole. Alongside him is Jay Jefferson. This race being the final race for Chevrolet in the Crown Royal Truck Series before General Motors moves to the GMC trucks for next season. Friesen looking to bring home a win for them, as well as RBM and JRI all looking to bring home that final win for Chevrolet. Just like in the Mountain Dew Custom Series race, I am joined once again with my fellow co-commentator.
Yep, I am back once again, and we got 36 trucks racing around here for 67 laps here today at the Kansas Speedway. Should be a fun one, and hopefully it stays clear of incident.
Many drivers in this field looking for a win, but many drivers looking for their first. It's a title for Diego Yepez. That is what he wants today. 4 wins this season, three since Charlotte before the beginning of the chase. He starts 5th coming into this race, 11 points ahead of Brady Burkhart, who starts 7th. Brady had 2 wins early on this season, but did nothing until the last few races in the chase. Yepez's screw up, I should say, at Atlanta and Talladega brought Brady back into the fight, but the other driver in the title hunt, starting very far back inside the 28th position, Matty Porta for JRI.
Some other notables to take a look at would be Zachary DeLillo, starting there in, I believe, either 10th or 12th place there in the 57. He got his first career win. He's been winless since his entire NSDCA career started in Season 1. He finally broke through and won at Atlanta. He's got his teammate DJ Gibson there to the inside. And I'd also like to take a further look back to Jacob Edson in the 10. It's his last race owning GoDaddy Motorsports and his last race driving. So he's back in his inaugural Season 1 colors and Season 1 sponsor, STP and Menards, for that 10, setting off what could be his final start.
And other drivers who we thought had retired. Patrick Smith is back for Sauber Racing Team, driving the number 22 this weekend. He has returned. It has been 1 year since his last start in the Crown Royal Truck Series for SSC Automotive in his number 75. He is looking to make a full recovery and drive the number 22 this season for the final race this season, looking for a ride in the Mountain Dew Custom Series next season. As well, William Duncan making his debut in the Crown Royal Truck Series in the 41 for Ditech Motorsports. Should be interesting to see how they will perform today, as well as Riley Spurleytube in his final start this season before he goes full-time for TSR Racing. He wants to get that final start and get himself ready for next season, driving the TRG number 30. 36 trucks in this grid. We're going to go head down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at the Champions 350.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 20 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. And today it is Carter Friesen in the final race for Chevrolet, putting that Chevy on the pole. The Canadian looking for his first win in over 3 years. The last time he won was at the season finale in Season 1. Can he do it again here at Kansas? With that, 36 trucks will roll off here at Kansas. Everyone getting ready to go racing for 67 laps at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Many drivers in this field looking for their first win, looking for that title, the title hunt, and those winners, or all the racers, I should say, are going to be fighting for a race win, and a few of them fighting for a championship. Who do you got for this race? Who do you got for the title?
Well, he's trying to establish himself as the greatest of all time in the NSDCA. He's won multiple all-star races and a lot of mile-and-a-half victories. So, man, starting alongside the 44, the 77 of Diego Yepez, trying to chase down his first career title. I think he's going to do it for all of South America and all the fans across the world, as the top talent in the series will establish himself as the true top.
And Diego, 2 seasons out of his 3, he has been contending for a title and lost. Season 1 was so close, behind Jefferson and on Jack to the end, and in Season 3 by 2 points to Blake Maurice at Kansas last season. 67 laps. Carter Freeze and Jay Jefferson lead us down. We sign off on the CRTS with the finale at Kansas. Green flag is in the air. We're racing at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Down into turn one they go. It's Carter Freeze in this 91 taking the race lead early. But now you got the 6 and 48. They're going side by side for second. Morris has announced that he will not be returning to the 6 or full-time racing next season as they go. Now Yepez looking 3 wide already, down into 3 and 4. And there goes the 77. Give him the race lead on lap number 1.
What a statement from that 77 going 5th to 1st on lap number 1. Brady Burkhart got stuck in the middle through turns 1 and 2, but he's found the bottom once again. He's trying to work underneath the 19 and the 91 here. Toyota trying to pass 2 Chevys.
Look at Patrick Smith already up to 6th. He has not driven a Crown Royal truck in a year, and now he's looking for the move on 5th for Brady. What a run this 22 team's having right now. You see Peter Onjak in the Reese's number 44. He's side by side for 6th. You got Jay Jefferson dropping back. Porta also at the back, but we'll take a quick look through the field, make sure everyone's running at least clean and keeping it green. Yepez and Morris, your battle for the race lead.
Here comes Brandon ducking down into turn 1. Can he get there? Trying to hold it on the bottom. He's not going to check up. He's going to keep the pedal to the floor. And here comes the Valvoline 6 for BK Racing, taking the top spot in what could be his final start.
Morris, he has said that over 4 seasons going winless. He came into this chase with high hopes, seeded as the 5th seed, but fell all the way back to last in the chase. It's over for him, but he says he wants to run a few more. Pocono, for sure, the home track for many drivers in this field. As you see, Patrick Smith in this 22 is already to the 3rd spot. What a run for Patrick.
Oh, this is incredible to see him back performing just like he did back in season 1. He was, I believe, 5th in points as Yepez looks back under Morris for the race lead. But you can't discount that 22. That car won Sonoma on debut with Emil Alguersuari behind the wheel, there. This 22 car's got a lot of speed, and I believe that Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is going to be the man driving it next season.
Zachary Fitzwater is right. He will be bringing the number 59 to the trucks full-time with him, with Sauber Racing Team, as well as Matty Porta moving the number 20 to what is now the number 7, kicking out Alex Kraft. Kraft right now has no plans for next season, but a few teams have approached him for that. You got Patrick Smith up here in 2nd. Yepez trying to hold off, but Morris out in front. Top 5 staying single file. Quick look back through the field. Look at Jacob Edson in that 10 up inside the top 10. Looking for that spot anyway. On to Zachary DeLello as he's running his final race.
Man, DeLello tried to get to the inside of Gatlin County there, nearly cut off the 10 pole sitter Jay Jefferson as well. He slipped outside of the top. He was outside pole, wasn't he? Carter Freeze and the actual pole sitter. They're both outside of the top 10, so it doesn't matter. So Kansas does have a little bit of position shakeups throughout this race as 77 has the lead once more.
Diego Yepez, you're going to be seeing this 77 up front most of this entire race. He's won the All-Star race twice for the Crown Royal Truck Series. No one's been able, Kalen Nosler barely beat him in Season 1's All-Star race, but Yepez very strong. 1.5 miles his bread and butter. Patrick Smith sits 2nd, Brady Burkhart 3rd, but Logan Cloud, the driver who thinks he has a curse here at Kansas, he's up in the 5th position running right now, but Patrick Smith is going for the lead, coming off a 4 down the front straightaway. Yepez leads, but Smith looking to the inside.
Dodge trying to win both races this weekend here at Kansas, and what a better story as it would be for Patrick Smith to do it. The Canadian veteran who took a year off, trying to figure out what he wanted to do, when he wanted to come back. He did. He saved up all the spirit and all the motivation, and he's laying it out early. It's lap 6 of 67, and the 22 is absolutely flying. But here comes Brady Burkhart. He needs to beat Yepez and get some more spots than that to win the title, and he's right there. He takes the lead. He didn't lead the line, but he's going to lead down into 1 and 2.
Yepez on the back of him, maybe playing, trying to show Brady that he's good-natured in this battle, giving him some of those points for the race lead. But Yepez, Burkhart did not lead that last lap. Maybe Diego just wants to take it away from him, make sure that he can win this title. 3 seasons, 12 wins later, and still no championship in any series. Now he's looking to finally capitalize. But Brady's best friend, Brandon, over here, now making a move on Yepez. That's a side-by-side battle for second. Logan Cloud up to 5th. A lot of underdogs popping up, including Ryan Butcher, who's really shot out of a cannon these last few races. Jay Jefferson as well. But Morris now tried to get around Yepez. Not going to happen. Burkhart and Yepez starting to pull away.
Now let's not look away from Ryan Butcher too quickly, as he's in the fight for 11th in the standings with Jose Perez and Carter Friesen. Butcher running this strong, possibly getting another top 10 since the chase started. Would mean a lot for that 16 team, as Maxwell 5 driving that truck next year as Butcher goes to Shade Burkhart Racing.
And Shade Burkhart with Matthew Eves, that's getting almost a revamp next season. Eves not running in the Crown Royal Truck Series. It will be, I believe, Alex Benyako in the 83 next season. The 00 moving over to the 82, which is Irving Allison, as well as Brady will be returning to the 99, but Ryan Butcher is actually moving to the 00. Some contact there between the 28 and 6. And Irving Allison will be taking over the number 11 that Blake Maurice drove, changing the number to 82. But up in front, the championship contenders, 1-2 right now. Not strong enough for Brady, but Diego trying not to let that 99 pull away.
Can't let him go too far away. I'm not sure what Eli Bright was thinking there, getting all over the back of Brandon Morris. But Eli, he's got a full-time truck ride next season. Obviously got his surprise win at Richmond. That sealed the deal for Coors Light, as they're going to have Blue Moon sponsoring that truck for multiple races next season. As Riley Spurley-Tube moves back to the 28, Eli's going to be in the 8. Obviously, Spurley-Tube was injured in testing earlier this season. Now he's back. He's run the 0-2 and the 30 these last couple of races. Where is he right now? There he is, battling Carson Powers deep into the midfield. But yeah, it's going to be nice to have Spurley back full time.
One thing to point out, did not notice this before, but Joseph Strigley, 5 laps down. He had an issue on pit road. Now he will be in front of Yepez, as Yepez has taken the race lead. Now looking at these points real quick, Diego came into this race with 11 points over Brady, which means Diego would have to finish at least 6th or better to clinch the title if Brady went on to win and lead the most laps. Diego just trying to come out with a top 10. Average finish of 11.05. It's kind of gone down the last few races, but before Talladega, he was at a 9.1 average finish. This 77, nothing to worry about. Very fast. He's going to be fighting Brady this entire race. Come to lap 15 of 67. Race going by a bit quicker, but with the fuel window being at lap number 30, we're just about halfway through this fuel run.
They're catching the 63. I don't think that he's really off pace compared to the leaders, but he's still going to wreak a little havoc here, as the 00 in the MDCS race held up Jake Galloway and Colton Lane, who are fighting out for the race win. Could the 63 see it, although we are only 15 laps in?
And remember, last week at Atlanta, we had a lot of problems with the lap trucks. This week at Strigley, looking to be a bit nicer than that. And it looks like he is slower, but not very slow. 171 to 167. He's running about the same lap times as the leaders. Taking a look back, there's Ryan Butcher shooting up to 5th. And this 16 has been shot out of a cannon since the chase started. No doubt if he was in the chase, he could have been fighting for a championship this time around, which is something pretty bad for the chase. It kind of knocks out a good amount of the field, but still makes it interesting for those drivers, those final 7 races. This pack running around right now, lap 16 to 67. Going to bring you guys to our first commercial break here at Kansas. Bring you guys back to the action after this in the Champions 300 at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Back live at Kansas, and you guys just missed a big battle in this pack. Blake Maurice, Jacob Edson, Peter Onjak, some 3-wide racing back here. Jose Perez moving up. Alex Peters failed post-qualifying inspection, went from 3rd to 36th. He's back up inside the top 20. A lot of drivers in this mid-pack starting to fight, as Diego Yepez has kind of pulled away, but Strigley fighting them. This mid-pack, a lot of trucks here, could spell some trouble late in this race. 3 wide further up as they're racing now. And Ryan Butcher, Zachary DeLello really bringing themselves through the field right now here at this race. Logan Cloud dropping back. Matthew Eves up here, but the field's starting to kind of spread out in these later stages.
Yeah, and related to Zachary DeLello, there's been a big equipment transaction going on with them and GoDaddy Motorsports. They merged, so Zachary Racing will own the 57, 53, 13, which is the car Paul Jackson will be in next season, and then the 45, which is going to have Victory Junction sponsoring it, but I'm not sure exactly on who the driver is going to be of that 45 just yet.
It was actually announced earlier this morning that the driver of the 00, Alex Peters, will be taking over that 45 next season, joining Paul Jackson, who made the chase this season, Zachary DeLillo and DJ Gibson. All three of them made the chase, but Alex Peters, after his win at North Wilkesboro, he was signed to GoDaddy, now getting a full-time truck ride next season, which is interesting to see for him as the field continues to move around with some battles throughout this track. But a lot of silly season moves next season. Going to have to get used to all these drivers once again when we hit Daytona in a few months.
Yeah, and it's funny that we're focusing on Logan Cloud because he is going to be out at the merged team, GoDaddy Zachary, on his own decision, deciding that he did not want to drive for the combined, which could have been possibly a super team with loads of talent there at Ford. Cloud didn't want to be the odd man out, so he's still searching for a ride, but there's been reports that he may be going to General Motors or Fiat Chrysler, either one of those cabs for manufacturer-wise.
And that is also coming off of the fact that Jacob Edson is retiring from this series and will be retiring as a team owner, helping Zachary DeLillo instead of running his full-time team. So GoDaddy Motorsports has gone through a revolving door of drivers, a cycle of many people owning those teams, many mergers, especially with the removal of Diego Yepez from that team and Diego splitting off to DYI, which of course has scored 6 victories this season. A lot of drivers fighting so hard. Looking back up front, it's Yepez pulling away and Strigley kind of playing mayhem for Brady. Got Brady, Brandon, Butcher, and Patrick Smith all inside this top 5.
Yeah, Yepez almost opened up a second lead, but when will pit stops be coming around, Brandon?
Well, we're on lap 25 right now. Pit window is 28 to 32 laps, so we should be seeing some trucks diving down pit road early, especially if you're on the short pit strategy. Speaking of a driver who needs to play some strategy, Matty Porta into this race 24 points behind, had a great chase, which is surprising to say. He is a championship contender, being the final seed basically in the chase. He's very far back. But as we cycle around, you see Morris and Burkhart kind of going at it. These guys should be hitting pit road shortly, which could step up for a 1 or 2 stop race, depending on how you play the strategy. This field should be entertaining, and we should see some great pit strategy between Yepez and Burkhart that could make or break a championship run. But yes, we are coming up on pit stops in just a few laps.
I think this might come down to fuel mileage, especially if we get a caution, either like right about now or right when the pit cycle is complete. If we have one during the cycle, that's going to end up with guys being laps down and stuff, and that would just wreak havoc on the rest of the race. So hopefully we stay clean and green through the cycle. Maybe we get a caution, and it'll shake everything up and bring the field even closer than they are right now.
This field, a lot of drivers definitely back here at the back of this pack. You want to be playing some strategy maybe opposite of the race leader. Try to get yourselves in there as well. Joseph Strigley, he is 5 laps down, but he should be able to run a few extra laps from that. Well, it'll be interesting to see if he will cycle out with these leaders once again, as he has been kind of holding up Burkhart and throws a block on him. So Brady not too happy on the radio with the 63, but at least this 63 is up to speed, not driving like a few damaged trucks from the past few weeks in the NSDCA. But Yepez now being caught by Burkhart. 28 to 67 should be opening fuel strategy up now. Thought Patrick Smith was coming down the track a little bit, but just cycling back through the field once again, checking to see if anyone is pitting. But Yepez, Burkhart both low. Could be seeing some pit stops shortly that will definitely shake this field up.
I don't want to bash on Strigley, as Morris is going to be the first to take it on down to pit road. I don't think anybody else is coming down. That could give Morris the lead if the undercut ends up working. Compared to everybody else, looks like the 02 is down as well. I don't even know who's in that car this week. But yeah, Strigley here. We saw it in Atlanta. It just, the lap cars affected the race so much. Why would you want to be a lap truck here affecting the championship outcome? I think you're just almost asking just to have just negative responses to what the 63 is doing. But here come the 2 leaders, Yepez and Burkhart. We're probably going to watch these stops to see who gets it better off.
DeLello does take the lead under that, though, as a good portion of trucks come down. We'll take a quick look through that. A lot of the back half coming on in, sharing the same strategy as the race leaders, but this could be a money stop here. 30 of 67 means 37 laps would be left in this race, and their pit boxes, I should say, right together. Should be a 4-tire change on them. Yepez and Burkhart both trying to come back on out up front. As they go now to the left sides on both of them, going for 4 tires. Logan Cloud not going to take any strategy there. Burkhart will lose a bit of time to Yepez on pit road, but I think that was more his pit entry. Ryan Butcher cycles up into 3rd. Tib Foster going to pick up some spots as well as Carson Bowers. Logan Cloud also up front, but we'll see the second half of the pack come on in and see if anyone else is going to stay out any longer. You see Morris there in the 6th. He's trying to use the undercut, get up front, but I do not think Yepez is already down into turn 3. Morris will cycle back into the 3rd position, but all alone in that 3rd spot as Jose Perez is going to be the last one in, taking a bit of an overcut.
Yeah, a large overcut. It looked like Jay Jefferson had some issues in his box. He was down there for a while. I don't know if he's still in it or not. No, he's gotten down and away, but that really cost that 48 a ton of time as he's all the way back to where Matty Porta was running in the high 20s.
As they run, you see Strigley will actually shuffle out a bit further ahead of the leaders. So that could be a help. But Yepez is gone under those pit stops. Look at Jacob Edson, though. A great performance in his final start. His last win came at the Clash. Of course, his last points win coming over a year ago at Pocono, but in his final start in the CRTS, he is up inside the top 5, looking for the top 5 spot on DeLello anyway, but Yepez has absolutely pulled away. Jose Perez might actually be able to gain a bunch of spots on that overcut, but Burkhart Morris go around him. Yepez out in front here at Kansas. We'll bring you guys back to the action shortly here after the pit cycle has gone through. We'll bring you guys back to the action in the Champions 350 at Kansas. Back live here at Kansas, and Peter Onjak slow on the front stretch, coming back around on the apron, so the 44 troubles continue. Onjato has really been depressing this season with their mechanical failures. They are hoping to change that in the coming year, but Peter Onjak slow on the back stretch. Most likely will take that truck down pit road, try to repair that, as Yepez is leading 35 of 67. We're just over halfway here at Kansas. May as well, let's go ahead and go through the field here at the Kansas Motor Speedway, starting with Diego Yepez.
Well, Diego Yepez has been absolutely dominant this season. If he wins today, if he can hold off Burkhart and Morris, he will have 1/4 of the races won this season alone. That would be an incredible feat for the 77 team, which has been so good their entire NSDCA career. Monster Energy loves Diego so much, and he'll follow that 77 and Yepez wherever Diego will go.
Back in second, though, is Brady Burkhart, and again, the championship rival to Diego right now. He is just looking to finish out this season strong. He wants the title, but he needs Diego to drop back hard right now. Diego is about to I believe he has locked up the most laps led this race, unless Brady can pass him within the next 2 to 3 laps. But Brady in second, saying the truck very tight when he gets beside the 6, trying to get that 6 out of there. And Brandon Morris in third, saying the same thing, just trying to finish out the season strong, possibly get a win in his final start. But the Toyota camp losing a lot of their top drivers, with Morris, Aiden Burkhart, and Blake Maurice all retiring at the end of the season.
But Toyota may gain another top driver in Ryan Butcher. This late season performance has been incredible. Season 1, he was one of the top dogs. I think he won a race out in Season 1, and he's won Watkins Glen Season 2. He won, I believe, Bristol last year in the trucks, but this year he's gone winless. He had some good runs, especially at like Richmond. And now, since the chase started, he was down in the order. He was down probably around 15th in points, but he shot up, gunning for 11th. That was the goal he said to me in the garage area. He wants 11th for his own team before he moves to the top Toyota team in SBR next season. Will Butcher make the chase next season? Can he win again? Or can he even pull a championship run out of himself? We'll just have to wait and see.
And with that, Jacob Edson in 5th, the retiree, in the throwback to his first season, and I believe a tribute to his Las Vegas victory. This number 10 team, it has been a difficult season for GoDaddy Motorsports, especially with all these drivers starting to retire and the team just not performing up to expectations like DYI did. Edson in 5th, trying to finish out this season strong, trying to put maybe another win in his career before he closes it up in the CRTS. Back up front, though, as we went through the top 5, it is Diego Yepez still in the race lead, but Burkhart and Morris started bringing on up. You got Alex Peters in this 00, going to Zachary Racing next season, side by side with Logan Cloud. That is for the 7th position. These are two drivers who really no one thought, well, Cloud we thought would be very good in GoDaddy Motorsports this season, but the GoDaddy Motorsports equipment has really disappointed us. But Alex Peters, a very big underdog and a big surprise a few weeks ago at North Wilkesboro, taking his first career win.
Butcher might not be safe for 11th in points because Jose Perez holding it down in 11th in points. He's had some amazing runs for this part-time team, Gatlin Downey's own team. The U-Haul 35, obviously underfunded, barely even a scheme on that truck. But he's run that all season. He ran it to victory so many times. He's just come so close, and now they didn't even have the money to make Sonoma, but they put it together, and it'd be such a story for that team, which is going to be aligned with Diego Yepez Incorporated next season, for that 35 to beat Butcher to 11th in points.
Jose Perez definitely could have made the chase if he made Sonoma, if the team started at Sonoma, but the money issues for a brand new team started hitting on them, especially at the beginning of the season. You see Peter Onjak now in the middle of this. He is back out on track, 3 laps down, so he is still ahead of Joseph Strigley. Hopefully he will not be too big of a factor. He is a bit slower than Strigley, so it looks like the 44, about 10 miles per hour off the pace. However, he should be able to let those guys by. Let's Burkhart, Yepez by. Now Morris will try to get around him, but easy right there. So Peter, a class act of a driver, the Season 1 Mountain Dew Custom Series champion, and just trying to finish out this season so he can get ready for next season. But Yepez now has been caught by Burkhart once again due to Onjak.
Well, that made things interesting. Here comes Brady Burkhart trying to run down 77. 2 drink companies, Mountain Dew and Monster Energy, have supported both these drivers since season number 1. Obviously, other sponsors in between, with Brady having Dairy Queen and Lowe's, and Diego's had Order of the Arrow sponsor him as well. Dairy Queen and Order of the Arrow will return to both of these drivers next season, but here we go. Burkhart needs to win the race if he wants the title, and he's going to try and take the lead here as we approach 20 to go in the Champions 350.
And Burkhart now taking the race lead, but do not count out Morris. His final start of his career in the Crown Royal Truck Series, possibly in this number 6 team. He has been funding his ride on his own until this season when BK Racing helped him fund it as well. He's up in 3rd, looking to finish out this season strong. He does not have that many top 5s. He has 3 this season, but no second place finishes, except for New Hampshire earlier this season. Unlike other drivers who have gone winless, Zachary DeLello and Jose Perez, before DeLello won his title, he had 5 second-place finishes this season alone. But Morris trying to get that first career win as the championship drivers battle up in front. We are coming around, 21 to go at Kansas, 20 to go next time by.
I noticed it on the ticker last time by as Yepez jumps down underneath Burkhart. Can't quite do it, though. He's going to back off, doesn't want to tear his truck up and let Brody drive away with the championship. But I saw on the ticker that Eli Bright, unfortunately, has fallen out of the race with a mechanical issue.
And Bright did have a mechanical issue during pit stops. I believe he came down pit road complaining of smoke in the cockpit. So hopefully that driver will be okay. A header blew on the in the truck there. Cloud and Edson almost make contact. You got DeLello here. We got a battle brewing up for the 4th through about 9th position here on track, with many underdogs up front, including some longtime series veterans in Butcher, Edson, DeLello, and Cloud, but you also got them rookies, Jose Perez and Alex Peters, up here in the fight as well.
That was too close for comfort between 10, 92, and 57. It looked like Cloud nearly wrecked into the 10 and then wrecked across the 57. But good car control for the 92. With that getting a high TV time, that might help those owners decide if they want to hire Cloud next season or not.
And Cloud, a very strong driver. He got his first career NSDCA victory in the Red Bull Short Track Showdown Iowa race earlier this season. Still looking for that first Top Series victory, but he is strong. Edson and Peters get close. DeLello gets close to Cloud. These guys are racing hard, and Edson, I guess it is checkers or wreckers for this 10, playing a bit aggressively with these guys in his final race, as now Morris looks for second on Yepez. Down the front straightaway they go. Yepez in second, Morris in third. They're fighting together, but Brady needs much more than that in these final 18 laps for that to go down. Alex Peters up here in the battle. Looking further back, there's Tib Foster. You see Srigley in the 63, but Foster and Bowers trying to help Angiotto out, bring them some good finishes inside this top 15. You got Red Bull Motorsports together. There's Patrick Smith. There's the 41 trying to make his first race start. That's William Duncan moving up for Ditech Racing. But you got a bunch of Fords back here, a bunch of Chase contenders, and Matty Porta pretty much saying goodbye to his title hopes, as well as Jay Jefferson. But Burkhart, Yepez, Morris lead us around, and the pack behind getting very aggressive.
Boy, Jose Perez is absolutely pulled away for fourth. Peters trying to distance that group as well. But yeah, looking back for the 6th spot, you see DeLello trying to get past Edson. Those two are going to be business partners next season. They're going to be side by side here into turn number 3.
You got Logan Cloud behind them, Butcher right there. That's a group of Fords behind a couple Dodges and Toyotas running up front, especially the 2 Toyotas from the old Burkhart Morris Motorsports team. Burkhart Morris rumored to be returning next season to help fund this 6th team as they run, but Toyota Racing Development has bought many assets from them. TRD will be driving with Luke Rainey and Cordell Smith next season, as well as John Dilks in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Yepez getting a bit attacked by Morris. Morris better watch himself if he doesn't want some conspiracy to fly up about him wrecking Yepez. But Brady out in front logging laps, but time is running out for Yepez to fall. The question is, do you think everyone will be able to make it to the end on fuel? Oh my God! Morris dumps Yepez!
I'm speechless. That was dirty. That was dirty by the 6. I don't care what anybody thinks. That was dirty by the 6 to wreck the 77 to get his good friend the title. I'm speechless.
And Brandon Morris in his final start might have just destroyed the championship hopes for Yepez. Last season, it was a spin-in win for Maurice by 2 points. Him and Yepez got together on the restart. But Brandon Morris, he has been called to the NSDCA hauler in his final start, and he has dumped a championship contender, Diego Yepez. Oh, my God. Burkhart's out in front. This pit stop will change everything. Yepez has a fast truck. We've seen him out in front. But these guys are going to have to hope. As they run right now, Burkhart would have the championship by, I believe, just a handful of points. But Brandon Morris has been called to the hauler. He is possibly going to be suspended indefinitely for that, because that was a disgusting move and a career that hasn't really shown much aggression from the 6th, and Burkhart might win the title on a fluke.
We'll have to see how pit stops come, though. You never know what could happen here as the lap trucks of the 6344 stay out. Who gets what here on pit road? Yepez in, Morris in, everybody's in. Looks like fuel only for the 99 and the 91. No, the 91's pitting. Fuel only for Brady Burkhart. Jose Perez looks like he took 2 tires. He's going to beat Morris out. Peters almost beats Morris out. And Yepez basically going to come out where he came in. But Brady Burkhart, fuel only. Are tires going to matter?
And Burkhart, that is a very, very gutsy call. Almost as gutsy as Diego last week at Atlanta. But Diego did say that was a bad move on his crew chief's part last week. But Brandon, he's third. Brady's first. You got the 2 lap trucks. They both should pit this time. But Brady takes fuel only. Perez in this 35 is also up here. He could take a victory. But Yepez sitting in 7th, the furthest he's been back all race. It is going to be a drive for a championship. Burkhart without tires is going to be interesting, and he might have Strigley and Onjak actually in front of him. So this race restart could turn into what happened last season at Kansas. Let's take a quick look, though, and see how Yepez's championship is now in jeopardy.
This could possibly be a season-defining moment. Coming into turn 1, Morris gets to the back bumper of the 77, doesn't lift. Diego Yepez championship is in jeopardy once again. Damage to the left side of the race car, left front and left rear. How will that affect the 77? The big wild card here, though, Brady Burkhart, fuel only. We'll have to see what happens and if Brandon Morris never returns to the cockpit again.
Back live at the Champions 350. And this race, these final 10 laps, I cannot believe what's going to happen. 2 lap trucks, Strigley and Onjak. Strigley, we know, has been messing with the leaders this entire race. Onjak's slow, but he was respectful. But on a restart, nothing can help you. Brady did not take tires. That is going to be almost 0.8 of a second slower once those fresher tires start kicking in. But if we have a caution right off the bat, just like last season, this could be Brady's chance. Diego, he sits 8th. As they run right now, I believe they would be tied almost. Yes, they would be tied for the championship right now. Diego would win on the tiebreaker with his 4 wins to 2. So many underdogs up front. So many drivers in here. An unpredictable final 10 laps. And we're ready to see it live. 10 laps to go at Kansas when we go back green.
Get the popcorn, folks, if you haven't gotten it already. 63-44 going to play a big factor into this. Brady's tires, Perez gunning for his first win. We got big names, DeLello, Maurice, Edson as well. Trying fight up here with Brady and Diego going for it all. Green flags back out at Kansas. What a jump, Jose Perez, as Onjak holds up the bottom.
Onjak going to drop back. Almost gets hit by Alex Peters. Now DeLello goes around. Hopefully they spread out for Peter, or Peter spreads out. Edson almost closes him down. Yepez clears. That's better than last season. Yepez has a chance. Now Strigley's there. Perez on the back bumper. But the pack being held up by Onjak. It's now 3-by-3. There could be a crash. But Peter doing the best he can to get out. At least he is giving them the inside line compared to some other lap trucks.
Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean, but we can't discount the battling at the front. We don't know what's going to happen as Brady's not pulled away. They've got by Strigley. Here comes Morris to the inside of the 99.
And Morris looking for that first career win. Now SBR all up here. And Alex Peters looking for his second win. But Brady, those tires are gone. Where did Carson Bowers come from?
This is incredible action as Yepez is falling back even further. Yepez is stuck high. He's going to lose to DJ Gibson even further down the order. That's probably out of the top 10.
He's out of the top 10, but don't forget Brady on those older tires. What was he thinking? He must have been thinking an early caution, just like last season. He's up here in 6th. He could lose it all, but Yepez also trying to hang on. But do not forget, because Brady is not in the lead, he does not get those bonus points, those gaps between first, second, and third, meaning every position matters at this point. Diego is in the pack. This is going to be close for the championship. 3 wide up front. Here comes Morris, and Bowers looking for the spot.
Look at the 3 Toyotas and the 2 Dodges fighting it out at front. Strictly the lap car. Will he screw these guys up anymore? Brandon Morris went for the glory. He wrecked Yepez. He's trying to win the dang thing. All of it all.
Brady's on pit road!
Oh my God!
That is the end of it! Yepez just has to survive, and his title is in the bag!
The strategy did not work for the 99. He didn't get the caution, and he said, screw it, I'm pitting.
Burkhart done. Now Morris. Will he wreck and win? Will Jose Perez? We got... Carson Bowers in 5th. He hasn't won for Angiotto. Angiotto has 1 career win in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Jose Perez has never won. Morris in his final start has never won. Edson, Kukulon are up here. There's Kraft. You see Yepez in the back. Porta has to win this race to get an advantage, but he is coming. I don't think he definitely does not have enough, but Yepez with that damage is slow. Burkhart is out of this one. Perez for the race lead. We need to watch nothing further about the championship hunt. This is the battle for the win at Kansas.
5 to go. The booth is in calamity. Everybody's in calamity here. The fans going wild. Here comes Morris. Here comes Maurice.
Morris right on the back of Perez. Will he wreck him too? Kukalon, where did he come from? Edson Bowers. Look at all these underdogs looking for their first win of their career, first win in the NSDCA. Burkhart, there's an issue on the 99. His day's done.
2 drivers fighting for their first career wins. Jose Perez, a rookie. Brandon Morris on his way out of the series. Can he run down the 35?
This 6 has not been strong, not been that strong all season. Jose Perez has finished second 3 times already after being passed within 5 to go. First was to Jefferson, second was to Alex Peters, a fellow rookie, and last time was by the great Zachary DeLello. Perez now has to hold off Brandon Morris in his final start. Jacob Edson in his final start is 5th. Kukalon, Bowers are up there. There's Friesen. Aiden Burkhart, we forgot to mention, he's retiring as well, driving this 26. He's back there. A quick look through the field. Yepez, as long as he maintains the track, he's 32nd. Porta would have to be a top 10 run. Can he do it? 3 to go at Kansas.
I think Porta's too far back. Jose Perez, what a story that would be with him out front. Aiden Burkhart, you see, trying to lock up a top 10 in his final start. He has gotten some Crown Royal Truck Series wins. There's just so much going on, so much to end a great season.
And a fantastic season it has been. 2 to go. Jose Perez, the story of the Crown Royal Truck Series this season. The little engine that could. He has 2 laps to go before his first win, but do not count out Morris. Don't forget your defending champion. Another driver on his way out, Blake Maurice. The field going crazy. The fans going crazy. Porta is 14th. He is coming.
Does he have enough time? 1.5 laps to go. I don't think that's enough. Here comes Morris trying to run down the 35. I don't think he can.
Diego, 32nd. He has 2 bonus points for most laps led. I believe most laps led and laps led. White flag. Porta would have to finish inside the top 12 at this point. He's 14th, but Perez is in the race lead.
Morris drives it in. I don't think he's going to have enough. It's going to all come down to turn 3. And let the All-Star Open MDCS. That was a wreck there in turn 3 for the win. Coming in. Does Morris wreck Perez? No. He's too far back.
Jose Perez, it's been a season, an underdog performance, moving to DYI next season. His first career victory. Jose Perez wins the race. Matty Porta will come across. It looks like possibly P12. This could be a tie for the championship, but we will have to go to proper timing and scoring and proper points for it. Diego comes home 30th.
Yepez passed Murray. That could have got him the championship at the end. We don't know what's happening. Larry Hagan's on the apron. We're going to have to go to the points. We're going to have to go to the timing and scoring. Nothing is guaranteed as Porta crossed the line in 12th.
Jose Perez, his first career win. Brandon Morris on his way out. You see Paul Jackson taking a lap for the final time for GoDaddy Motorsports, as well as many other drivers. But Morris set up this chaotic race to the finish. Diego Yepez was wrecked, had damage, finishes P30. Brady Burkhart, I believe he is 5 laps down, 34th. Brady does not win the title. It is down to if Porta gained enough. I don't think he did. That is 18 points up. He was 24 back, so right now, Diego Yepez, unofficially your Crown Royal Truck Series champion. We will go to the points to decide and to finally get you that info. What a drive. What a race. What an entire season we've had here in the NSDCA. From Mountain Dew Custom Series, Jake Galloway won that title by just a few positions over Colton Lane, only by a few points in that one, and by an 8-point gap in the championship. For the first time in his illustrious NSDCA career, the greatest of all time, Diego Yepez can stop all the haters. He has finally won himself a Crown Royal Truck Series title. In P3, Brady Burkhart saying on the radio his engine sputtered on that restart, started slowing down, and he thinks he had a tire going down as well. A gutsy call and a stupid call, to be fair. If he took 4 tires, he might have won the title, but 16 points. He will finish in third. Fourth, Blake Maurice, 24 points back. And fifth, Jay Jefferson. Matty Porta, what an underdog performance he had this season. Matty Porta in that 20 came into those seed. He was voted the most undeserving driver to win the title, to be in the chase, due to the fact that he pointed his way in with no wins and not very many runs, and he's going to finish second in the championship standings. Diego Yepez can celebrate. He can rejoice. An average starting position of 9th, an average finish of 12th this season, and by 8 points after 4 race wins, 12 top 10s, 8 top 5s, he is finally a champion.
That means so much for him and that team and the whole league that the greatest of all time has his championship.
And he joins drivers who have been here since the beginning, legends. Peter Onjak, Jay Jefferson, they gave us the great Season 1 title battle. Season number 2 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series was a bit more of a blowout, but came down to the end. Sebastian Kukulon pit too late, ran the car out of gas, and Carson Bowers won the title there. Last season, Tib Foster winning the title in the Mountain Dew Custom Series over DJ Gibson after Gibson blew up in the final lap, and Blake winning the truck title after a crazy wreck at the end. In the Mountain Dew Custom Series race yesterday, it was Jake Galloway trying to hold off Colton Lane in the final laps to take his title for Texas Star Racing. And today, a spin and win, though maybe not in the fashion Diego wanted it to be, a very dramatic 67 laps, and he's finally a champion. Who knows what the next season of the NSDCA will bring? Peter will be joining me in the booth for multiple CRTS races as well as running his MDCS with me. And the DPDS taking over the RBSDS will be there as well. From all of the NSDCA this season, from every one of you drivers who have made this special, and for everyone in the Discord, whether a spectator, a racer, or just a person who doesn't actually exist in our Discord, thank you for tuning in. From all of the NSDCA, from every one of my moderators, to even Peter himself, who joined me in the booth for this great weekend of racing, we thank you for tuning in to the NSDCA and to the close of season number 4. The JROC will come up in the off-season, as well as many other projects that I will be working on. After a great race at Kansas, the Champions 350 lives up to his name, and Kansas lives up to the glory of the finale race. We thank you for tuning in to the NSDCA all season long, and we'll see you guys next time at 4 Speed Weeks at Daytona in a few months. We thank you for watching. See you guys next time on the NSDCA.